seconds. All right.
Suffer for work, enjoy for heaven. This thing they happen to anyone. I come from nothing, enter many things, but this thing they happen to anyone. Yeah. I live the life that I love. I love the life that I live. Tomorrow is not promised, but I'll keep the things that I need. Love is in the air, wear face mask. No matter the matter, I'll be rich till I die. 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 A plan is a plan A, better plan is a plan B. No pain, no gain, no face, no case. Look, look. I live the life that I love. I love the life that I live. Tomorrow's not promised, but I'll keep the things that I need. Love is in the air, wear face mask. No matter the matter, I'll be rich till I die. 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 I love that you are 80 now. Your head is taking for me. I know. But I'll keep it.
All right. So we are back, folks. We want to say hello to everyone. Hello to um, Miss Kuhn and Juliet. We want to say welcome to the show. Welcome once more. Um, this is Healthcare and You, your usual healthcare platform where we discuss healthcare related issues. This is episode 6. We are moving on. So, folks, if you just tuning in, this is your usual platform, Healthcare and You. Want to say a big welcome to all of you for staying around till 7 p.m. today. We know that today is Monday. Usually Monday is not a good day, but once we have live, it's always good. So we want to say thank you for staying tuned to just be with us today. Today we have another interesting topic. We are discussing healthcare and exercises, some of the benefits that they both have to our health. And most especially in the Western world where we have access or easy access to uh, car. We have easy access to all of those things that helps to all of those things that help to make life easier for us. We have easy access to them. So indeed, exercising and fitness is not some of those things that we usually can do easily and boast of. So it is a challenge. So whenever we have the opportunity, I think we should talk about it, motivate people who are struggling with health issues, people who are struggling to get on their feet, just get off the couch and just exercise for 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. My doctor usually tells me, she says, at least 45 minutes. I say, if I just exercise for 45 minutes, I'll be a dead person, maybe, because I can't even go for the first 30. He's telling me 45 minutes. Let me start from the first 15 or 20 minutes a day. Not even a week, but a day. She says 45 minutes um, uh, a day. So it's a challenge. You come from work, you have passed through a whole lot. ups and downs, and you have kids to deal with, you have your own issues, people back home, most especially us from Africa, we have all of these things to attend to. So it is a challenge to just get in the gym or just do some of these common things that people would do, and make it a lifestyle. However, it is not an excuse, but we are here to see how best we can motivate ourselves and motivate people out there who are going through similar challenges. So again, I'm your host, Alvin D. McKay Sr., and I have here with me the two co-hosts of this program, Mistress. They will introduce themselves as usual. So yeah.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Juliet Parker Seville. I'm thrilled to be here once again on this beautiful Monday. I'm currently the program coordinator at Unique Health School located in Manassas, Virginia, and I'm very happy to be a co host.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Again, this is Alice. Some people know me by Howard, but either way, work. I am the owner for Unique Health School in the Manassas area and also Caring Hands of America Home Health Agency. I'm happy to be here this evening trying to discuss with you the importance of fitness and exercise and how it all works together for our benefit.
All right. So you've heard from the two co-hosts of this program, um, and so one of my high heel friends just texted in the chat room. She said, "Good evening, everyone. Pastor Foster, I knew she was going to be around. She's one of the champions of exercising and fitness. So she been behind me to buy some of that tea. I've been running away from her. So I think this time around she got me. Uh, uh, Pastor, want to say welcome and thanks for just staying around with us today. Just before we kick the show going, we have a clip here from strong motivator and influential uh, icon in the Black American, and the entire Americas, and I think the world as a whole. He's an influential person who usually motivates young and old and all uh, peoples from over the world. Steve Harvey, he's a household name around the world. He's been doing an amazing work when it comes to health and healthcare related issues, most especially when it comes to fitness and exercising. Well, I mean, you can see for yourself. I think some of you have been following his programs on TV and radio. You see him. I mean, he's I think 60, but he looks probably 30. I would say, and it's all because he was challenged the same way some of us are challenged today. He was challenged. He took the baton by himself, and he ran with it. And today he's gaining huge feedback and breakthrough when it comes to health and health related issues. And so we have a clip here that will be playing, and just to start the ball rolling, and just hearing his own experience, what he had to go through to have that breakthrough in his life. So I would play the clip, and then afterwards we will just open the floor for the discussion to begin.
Meditate, two different things for me. Pray and do those two things, get some direction for my day. Then my studio is here, so I get on my little cart and ride over to my studio. And I go on my Zoom with my radio host and do the radio show for 4 hours. And then I get through with the radio show during the week, and then I work out. Usually half hour, max 40 minutes. But anywhere in there, depending on what you have me doing. And then I go shower. By the time I get to the set, it's 11:30. I do straight to shave. put the makeup dress. I walk out on set around 12:45. I stand on that stage from 12:45 to about 3:30. I go to lunch for about an hour and a half. I get back out on the set. It's about 5:30. I might mess around a little bit because I'm tired. I go back out on stage at 6 to 7. Get off at 7. Go eat my dinner between 7 and 7:30. Walk out for the last show at 8. The 8 to 9. Finish that show, get in the car. 40 minutes later, I'm home by 10. Next morning, start over. That's the grind. 5 days.
All right, so we heard Steve Harvey's own routine, his daily routine. He just said to us some of the things that he does, through the day, how he begins his daily routine and how he ends it. So, folks, what do you think? What do you make of it? Do you think in our normal world and as young people, not as the average class citizens or people who have all of what Steve Harvey has, but for us who are trying to make that middle class in America, do you think we can do similar thing? Do you think we can develop that kind of lifestyle that will enhance our physique, that will enhance us making exercise and fitness or lifestyle? What are your takes on these on what he just explained, what he just shared with us? We'll start from you, Ms. Coon, Mr. Coon.
So I think even that, listening to see Harvey and not even and other people, I think when it comes to fitness and exercise, I think individually we are all different. And I think my thing when it comes to that, what I think about is consistency. And that's where a lot of us will fall short when it comes to exercise. It's the consistency. I myself, being a person, I cannot tell you how many diet or different diets I've been on before. I mean, every week, sometimes I'll be like, okay, this week I'm on a particular diet. The moment I see food, I'm going to break that diet and start all over again. So it's the consistency. If you decide to go to the gym 3 times a week, yes, the beginning is very, very difficult. But once you develop that habit, it becomes part of you. I've got a couple of friends that will tell me if they don't go to the gym, they feel sick. And I rarely envy them. Because if I go to the gym one day and I come back and my body hurts, it's very difficult waking myself up and trying to go the next day because I don't want to work through that pain. Now, there are other people that have the mindset and will just go regardless of how they feel, the pain that they're feeling. So I think if we can understand what exercise bring or do to our health, then of course maybe that will help us to have self-motivation to push ourselves a little more. Because I mean, for me personally, I fight with my mom here every day. Today we're just talking about it, Judy and I, about exercising, about doing the little things because she got a traumatic. She, her joints hurt, her bone hurt, and I always tell her, "You're very healthy." She doesn't have all these major diseases, so it's just your joint thing. Get up and walk. And she says it's very painful. Well, walk through the pain. It's going to get better. So I think it's the consistency, developing a routine like Steve had it. He have his routine down. So we all have to develop our routine and stick to it. So I think once we can do that, then it becomes part of us.
So yeah, I mean, just like you said, so routine and consistency. So what do you make of it, Juliet?
So to piggyback off of Alice, similar thing from the video, the takeaway was pretty much consistency and also repetition. And we all have the same 24 hours. So how does that relate to health? In my opinion, I feel starting small, right? Setting little small goals for yourself. You mentioned that your doctor had mentioned you exercising 45 minutes a day. which is hard. Most of us work 9 to 5 or 8 to 5. So by the time we come home, we are very tired. But even if it means setting time aside 15 minutes a day, just doing one small type of exercise, whether it's walking in pace, walking up and down stairs, doing jumping jacks or jump rope, those little small things that we add into our daily routine, and when we continue with it, so the consistency, the repetition, we won't see the initial change in the beginning, but I can promise you down the line we'll start seeing changes happening.
So, what do you guys make of, for instance, those who were born with the in high school, the entire high school? I think Alice Daniel can bear me witness. They call me my name was obesity. They used to call me obesity because I was big. So it's something that has been in me from childhood up to now. I'm still struggling with the obese and all of these things. And I mean, I can say it for free. I'm a huge eater. I eat a lot. You know, what will be your advice? You know, piece of advice to those who are struggling with obesity and what have you?
You want me to
No,
Yeah,
go
I mean,
ahead.
anybody
Go
can
ahead,
go.
after you.
I was gonna say my advice will be starting small. And here's what I mean by starting small. You mentioned that you are a big eater, right? So try to eat more times a day with less meals. So for example, let's say you eat only two meals a day, and those two meals that you eat are very big meals. Instead of doing 2 meals a day, increase it to probably 4 meals a day. But those 4 times you're doing smaller portions, so limiting your portion size. And also knowing yourself. For example, my nickname is Sweetie, and I fit my nickname. I love to eat sweet. So I know that's my problem. I would eat a whole jar of candy rather than eat actual meal. So I know that's my problem. So you have to figure out what your problem is and then try to see how you can work towards changing that, how you can change that habit.
Okay. That's very good. I mean, just to follow up with what Sweetie's saying, um, we cannot talk about fitness and exercise without including nutrition,
Mhm.
right? Because it hand in hand. Now,
Mhm.
for you and I, like I have people to tell me that I really do appreciate food. Don't get me wrong. I love food, and I love to cook. So I know that my problem is once I put it in the bowl, I'm going to finish it. That's me. If it's in my bowl, I'm going to finish it. Look, my father, my stepdad, we were all, maningos. So we all used to eating in those big pans.
Yeah.
And you got to learn how to eat fast. So
Mhm.
I love to like ready eat, right? But this is what I've learned over the years. For some of us that like to eat, include more fiber in your diet. Because what happens when you start to eat fiber, it fill you up. You get ready, you get full ready quickly. So and those are healthier food that's not going to cause you to gain weight. So by the time you get to the unhealthy meal, you're going to eat only later because the fiber is already filling you up. So what are those food that have fiber in it? So eat more fruits, eat more vegetables, eat more plant-based food. I think those can actually help to balance you up, because if you eat like a bowl of salad first before having your cassava leaf, you already feeling full. By the time you get to that cassava leaf, your portion size will be a little smaller. Now, for us that coming from West Africa, especially Liberia, we eat rice every day. I can eat rice for breakfast. I don't care that. I'll get up in the morning, I will see egg and bread. I'd rather take my rice and warm it. If I say it tastes better the next day, right? And warm it and take it in the car with me. That's my breakfast, right? But we have to keep in mind that it's already good for us. So if I'm eating rice 3 times a day, maybe let's say I would say, okay, only when I'm eating lunch, I'm going to eat rice. For breakfast, I'm going to eat something completely different. After 6 o'clock or after seven, I really want to maybe just do only fruits. So there are different things that we have to incorporate to, but it's the what's the word I want to use? I don't want to use consistency, but I mean the discipline. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's the self-discipline. Once we self-discipline ourselves to say, look, the first week, we have to keep in mind the first week or the first 2 weeks, it's one of the most difficult weeks you're going to have to go through. But once you pass that 2 week, 3 weeks process, it becomes part of you. So
Once
that
pass.
exactly. So that's self-discipline.
And I mean, just to add up to, I mean, all of what you guys have shared, those are all true. But I've been down the same routine over and over, and then in the third week, I will always revert to the old habits. Um, it's a difficult thing to do, but it is doable. You know, I don't want to sit down here and say that it's not doable. It is doable, but I mean, consistency, organizing a routine, and having the willpower, I think, plays a major role in achieving that goal.
Right.
So the thing about it is that uh, some of us, like from West Africa, right, we eat a lot of rice, and I've noticed for me, I mean, it may be different in others, but by the time I mess around rice, I kind of expand more.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I just mess with the buckwheat, I kind of shrink. You know, I mean, it happens just like that. The opposite. As soon as I eat rice, most especially the parboil, that fancy looking one, that good looking one.
Mm-hmm. And one that tastes very good.
Yeah, as soon as I eat it for 2 days, my feet and everything will get swollen.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I eat the buckwheat on the opposite side for 2 days, my stomach will shrink and everything. I will start looking good. But the
Yeah.
buckwheat doesn't taste well. so
Right. Good,
So
good
I
things
want to
don't
eat
taste good.
something that will be, that will taste good. And I think the goodness of everything, I think, is what's suffering most of us from Africa.
Yeah, not to
You know.
cut you off, Mange. I think too what we're looking at is people, some of us we like to do drastic diet.
Mhm.
So some of us will say, oh, for the whole next week, I'm not eating rice. And then you starve yourself before from rice. And then when you rather go back to it, you overeat it.
Yep.
So it's not the goal is not to cut off anything from your diet, it's just to minimize it. So, like I said, if you're eating rice 3 times a day and you're saying the buckwheat don't taste good, think about this. You can do half and half. If you are eating 3 spoons of rice, you can do half of rice and half buckwheat and mix it together. Actually, it tastes better.
Yeah.
Or you can say, you know what? If I'm eating buckwheat in the morning, I will eat rice only 1 time a day, and the rest of the time I'm going to change it out. So it's not about eliminating what is in your diet because it's part of us. If I eat all day and I don't eat rice, it seems like I haven't eaten. I gotta eat rice, but it's a portion control. Having the portion control, setting small goals. Don't set a goal that you know that it's just unrealistic, that you're really not going to meet up with that goal. To say, like, if I set a goal that say the whole week I'm not going to eat rice, I'll be fooling myself.
Mhm.
Because then in the midnight I'm going to start creeping down when nobody's looking to come eat my rice.
You're gonna crave it.
I will start over craving it. Actually, I've done that before, and my mom was like, "How are you down there?" I thought you said you're not going to eat. And then right after eating that guilt, you start feeling guilty. But that is because we set unrealistic goal.
And
So
I think the big thing is knowing how to do portion control. Like, is a correct amount to eat. Not necessarily completely denying ourselves of the gasala leaf, the potato green, because that's our culture. That's our food. We're known for our food. So we can't deny ourselves of it because again, we're gonna overeat. We're gonna start craving it. We're gonna, it's not gonna work.
So I mean, you guys are enshrined in the American society more than some of us. No doubt about it. So, what would be your own advice? Your own advice when it comes to the different kinds of nutritional food or dishes that have been sold on different platforms, like this other one with Watchers and all of these different nutritional programs that are filtering around. What would be your advice? Are they for real? Because sometimes you see they say, okay, before and after, but then you see the man or the woman will look somehow the same, and they know, but they say before and after. The man in 1 week he looks almost like me here, and then the other week he's so slim that he had never eaten since he was born. What do you think? What will you make of some of these nutritional programs that are going around? Are they for real, or should we just do what we ought to do for ourselves?
So, not to talk down on Weight Watchers or any other weight loss program, but I think those programs, we pay people to teach us how to set a routine that we can set for ourselves. Because if you look at the plan of Weight Watchers, the only thing you're doing differently is they're telling
Okay.
yeah, it's like you're paying them to tell you what to eat each day and at what time. So you're pretty much paying for them to set a routine for you.
And another thing too, to add to that, like I'm not going to speak against all these different eating program or dieting program, but what I would say for me, the reason it wouldn't work for me, first of all, I really don't know their food, and I really don't like their food. Most of the food they're selling is microwavable. I'm not going to eat it. So then what you see people trying to do is trying to see how many points cassava worth. And if somebody would just go and post some data on Facebook and say maybe a bowl of cassava worth 200 points, and maybe you're eating it, maybe it's not even 200 points, maybe it's 600 points. You know what I'm saying? So I would not go with this program, but there are people that it really work for, people that are used to that kind of food. Okay. So it's the same thing of depriving yourself from the main thing. But let's go a little bit deeper, because when what we're looking at when it comes to health, what we have to start thinking about, what are some of the health benefits to just taking a 20 minutes walk? Most places will tell you take a 30-minute walk a day or 30-minute exercise a day. I'm not even going to 30 minutes. I'm going to say do 15 minutes and then 15 minutes in the evening. So 15 and 15, if you break it up, it's the same 30 a day. If you decide to do 10 every hour or every 2 hours, once you get to that 30 minutes, it is 30 minutes a day. So you don't have to do everything in one setting. You can break it up, but it's going to help your heart. So your cardiovascular system going to get stronger. Not only that, for most of us, we suffer from diabetes, especially diabetes 2, which is controlled by diet and exercise. So you know that if you suffer from diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and you start to eat right and exercise, that blood sugar is going to go down. And eventually, you're going to get off that metformin, which is also bad for your kidney. You see what I'm saying? So those are some of the benefits I want people to start getting and have in their mind to say, why am I exercising? Why is everybody asking me to exercise? Why do I need to control the food I eat? And now, regardless, that not everybody that's eating is eating because they just see the food. Some people eat because the food is just there. They're not even hungry. They see the food they want it. Other people eat because they are depressed. Because of my breakup. I've had friends who tell me, oh, when I'm depressed, I when I eat the most. For me, when I'm depressed, I don't want to see food. So we all go into food. We see food and we see food differently. Why are we eating the way we're eating? Why are we eating bad? Are we trying to get to somebody? Okay, he didn't like me fat. Now I'm going to get back to him. I'm going to make sure I eat all I can eat. He can't leave me with Mary, right?
And speaking about depressed, and it's something that I had to notice here since I came here. Back when we don't have time for that whole depressed thing and anxiety and all type of things, because we just do what we got to do to move from one day to another day.
Right.
But for here, your mind is channeled to a whole lot of stuff that they make you to understand your whole life, and stuff, which is good. And what I experience about myself is that when I stress up, I tend to eat more.
Right.
So that's me. And some people, when they stress up, they eat less. They don't, like you said, they don't want to see food. They don't want to be bottled with food. So they either drink a lot of liquor and eat less food.
Right.
Yeah.
So
For some people, they tend to see food as a comfort. Like watch those like reality TVs like My 600 Pounds Life. It's we tend to be judgmental. We say, how can someone sit down and allow themselves to become 600 and plus? But when you hear all their stories, like the main thing that all of them have to share is food became a comfort for them. Food became something that never talked back to them, never made them angry. It's something that made them happy. So it's looking within ourselves and seeing what our relationship with food is. And as Ms. Alice mentioned, talked about a big one with the type 2 diabetes, but also high cholesterol. A lot of us suffer
Yeah.
high cholesterol unknowingly,
Hmm.
and because of the food that we eat and also how we prepare our.
Can you please just throw a little light on the whole cholesterol thing, because some people don't know what cholesterol is, how it treats the body, and all
Right.
of these things. Can you
So we
please just elaborate? We care to
have,
elaborate on it.
sure, we have two types of cholesterol. We have the HDL and the LDL. Their HDL, which is your high density
Lipid protein.
yeah, it's lipoprotein. That's actually the good cholesterol. So that's the cholesterol you'll get in foods such as avocado, or as we say, butter pear. And then you have the
Mm.
L, which is your low density lipoprotein, which is your bad cholesterol. So that's the heavy fat that you'll get in your palm oil, your vegetable oil, all those oils that we are accustomed to cooking with. So you have to know your levels, because for men and women the levels are different. So it's very important while we talk about food and health, but to also encourage our viewers to go and do your wellness checkup, your annual exam, and know what your levels are for your blood sugar, your cholesterol, everything. Because then before you can say I'm going to put myself on a diet, you have to know what do I need food in my diet to fix it.
So,
And yes,
so I mean, just sticking on the cholesterol thing, um, if you were to recommend, because I mean, the thing is about, although it's about fat, but it comes from I think the amount of oil you eat. Does it have to do with the amount of oil that the oil intake, or just from normal fat?
So
Because well, I mean, because there was this argument with my wife and I. She was like, "Hey," I said, "Hey, no red oil. Hey, no vegetable oil," and she was saying, "No, the red oil is the best one. The vegetable oil is not." So, kind of just I want more ideas. So next time when I engage you on I will know how to. I say, "Hey, okay, the red oil is good, and the vegetable oil, but I know on the overall the olive oil is the best of all of them."
that's what I was
So,
gonna.
so
oh, yeah, the olive oil,
what
yeah.
do you do for the red oil and the vegetable oil? The how you call it? They got another one they call Corona oil. I know Corona oil. We're gonna oil.
Mhm.
All
Oh,
those different oil. Which one can we live on?
so the best type of oil is actually your olive oil, your avocado oil. They have the soybean. So our red oil and our vegetable oils, that's actually the bad. Both of them are bad. um,
Oh.
Unfortunate for us, because how we prepare our food, most of it calls for the red oil and the aqua oil.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And just to
Wow.
add to that, Maggie, let's throw a little bit of education out there,
Mm-hmm.
so that we not misconstrue. It's not just oil that give us cholesterol, right?
Okay.
Even lack of exercise,
Hmm.
because you start to get bigger, right? Even smoking or alcohol intake, all of those things affect us one way or other. Because what happens when we have high cholesterol? We have all that fat that is kind of being deposited into our bloodstream, and it blocks it. So let's say if your bloodstream was this having this diameter, right? So you got things blocking it, and then it becomes very narrow. And because of that, that's why you see that most people get heart attack or stroke,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't have enough blood going to their heart.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Hmm.
Our blood takes oxygen, right, to our heart. So if we don't have enough blood going to our heart, meaning we also don't have enough oxygen reaching to our heart. So that is why it's very important, and it's not only for obese people. I gotta put that out there too.
Okay.
Surprisingly, if anybody knows my husband, they know
Mm-hmm.
since I've been knowing him all through my life, he's been a skinny guy. Never
Mm-hmm.
get it. He can eat anything. Sometimes I get so envious. He would eat anything, like anything, but he never got to 160 pounds.
Wow.
Never got to 160 pounds,
Yeah.
right? But then we
Be
go to see
blessed.
the doctor, we go to do our physical, and they tell him, oh, you got borderline cholesterol. He's like, what? In his mind, I'm skinny. Why? But
Hmm.
so I'm just trying to put this out there so that you know that it's not just people that are obese that will suffer from high cholesterol. So what did he start doing? They wanted to put him, they gave him some trial, because normally as healthcare provider, we don't just throw medication at people. We tell them, go home and see whether you can structure your diet and come back, and then we will see if it doesn't change. Then we're going to put you on medication. I kid you not. That man's afraid of medication. He came every morning. He would go and jog and come back, jog and come back. By the time he went back, it was okay. So just the exercise alone took care of that, and he didn't need to be on any medication. So you don't have to be obese, or you don't have to be fat. You don't have to be, it depends on what we're eating. And when we cook like cassava, our oil should be floating on top.
Yeah. I ate some last week.
Right.
I'm eating beans this week.
There you go.
With red oil.
But it depends on how you're eating it. I think if you just boil your beans without oil, it's actually, beans is really good, but you have to boil it. We can eat it with all our oil. It's actually really good. Tastes good too. And it's an acquired taste. After a while, we get used to it.
Yeah.
And like what we said, you don't have to eliminate or take oil from your diet, because I love my red oil, but just that I'm going to try not to eat it every week, every day. Yeah. If I eat red oil once a week in my house, that's it. Every other thing, I try to, and it's expensive. The olive oil is expensive. But you can manage to get olive oil maybe for your breakfast. When you fry your egg, you use olive oil. When you cook your meat, you use your vegetable oil. But again, it's us putting in the effort, the time, the consistency for our own health.
Okay, so folks, let us hold right there and read some of the messages that are coming up from our viewers here. So indeed, this is Healthcare and You, and we're talking about fitness and exercises and the benefit that they bring to our bodies. So we have here Patsy Foster says, I will just start from where she started engaging us as well. You guys can see them? Or only I alone?
I can see it now.
So she says, I'm going to put it up. You can see it now. So she said, the first thing she said, buy my detox tea to help you break down the food easily. All right. So that's Patsy. She's setting her tea. So please, Patsy Foster is, I think she's one of the agents for Healthcare Tea Company that sells tea, detox tea, and other ingredients for healthy living. So I think we'll have to bring her on this show. Let her talk about these tea, and the effect they have on our bodies. So if you guys will agree, you can. That your sister, Howard, please reach out to her and see why she can come on the show and talk to us about some of these things that she's doing extremely well in reaching out to the public with. So then she says, we have Mr. Morris or Jipley. He says, absolutely right, lady. So Morris is here with us in Columbus. He's one of our community leaders. And he said, you guys are doing well. We have Pastor Foster again. So we also have to eat according to our blood type. We have a certain food that is in accordance with your individual blood type. What do you guys think about this? I just hearing that. Blood type? What do you guys think about that?
As I mentioned before, you definitely have to go to your primary care to see what your levels are. Because, for example, you can't just say, I'm going to start taking iron to increase my iron level if you don't even know what your baseline iron level is. So I believe that's what she's referring to, knowing your different blood levels for different types of hormones.
Okay. And then Morris says again, he said, very interesting topic, guys. I'm so happy to join. And then Destine, interior design, best designer, that's my wife. She said, thanks for the information. It's helpful. All right. Stop cooking the oil, girl. And she said, thanks for the heads up. All right. So you see, so after the show, I believe a lot of changes will take place.
Right. No, we have to help each other, though. We have to.
And now she's getting. I mean, she said he loves eating. That's good, you know.
We all
Okay, then
deserve it.
she
All
closed
love
up with
you.
good health tips. We just heard from um our viewers out there. They are with us here, and again, I mean, the topic is so interesting and so far. I think we got to go maybe 1 or 2 days, just talking about maybe just divide them, talk about exercise, and talk about because we're doing a lot of uh fitness today. I think, if I'm not mistaken, right? We're talking about fitness today, and maybe the next time we talk about more exercising.
Mhm.
We get somebody to talk about more, and maybe we'll get a fitness somebody who does the physical fitness to come and talk about some of the exercises that we can take right with indoor, or maybe we can get some videos to show for our next show. You know, some of the indoor exercises. You don't have to really go out there to walk or whatsoever. You can do some of these things just right looking at in your living room and stuff like that. And we overlook them, but they're vital to, improving our fitness too. So one thing that struck me today, I was doing a smaller research like I always do, and this number will amaze you. Uh, the WHO, they said that over 3.2 million people die a year just because of lack of insufficient physical activity. 3.2 million. Just because somebody refused to just get involved in some physical activity. What do you guys make of this figure?
I'm surprised it's not more.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
And the reason why is because we all live a Sagittarius, most of us live a Sagittarius lifestyle, where a lot of us is not moving about unless we're at work. But once we come home, we tend to be very relaxed, and I don't want to use the word lazy, but reluctant
Mm-hmm.
to move about. So I'm not surprised. I'm
I like to use the word lazy.
yeah, she likes the word lazy, but I'm reluctant.
And sometimes the excuse we give is that for some of us that will be at work, we work in an environment where
We're
we
moving
walk
about.
around, but guess what? We move around a lot, and we use that as oh, I'm exercising because I'm at work. I don't sit behind the decks. I walk around and stuff. But guess what? I was working in a warehouse facility. I work in warehouse facility for almost 2 to 3 years, and I still have the same health issues that obese, and I was doing physical work, and it was yeah, I didn't get slim at all. I still maintain my body. I still have this cholesterol thing and what have you. So, what would be your advice to some of these people that will just want to give excuses because of? I mean, you don't want to use the word, but it's laziness. Laziness. What would be your advice to them? How
One,
how can they navigate through their job, going to the gym, or maybe exercising indoor?
I think once you understand the health benefit, then it kind of pushes you a little bit. And the reason sometimes I like to use the word lazy because sometimes I sitting here, I will be lazy too. Think about it. We will go to the stove and we'll be driving in cycle looking for the parking spot that is closest to the door because we don't want to walk, right? I mean,
Exactly.
that's something that we
And,
do.
it- and,
I mean,
and the day you
I get
drive to,
the
to
best.
Walmart, the Walmart parking lot is so
Trust
filled.
me.
You get so
I
angry.
will park in my car and be waiting, like I'm waiting for someone to
But
move
guess
in.
what? Guess what? Just I think 2 days ago, I was making fun of my wife. I said, "Man, why can't you just get the handicap
Right.
flag to put it?"
Yep. And I'm telling you, I would cycle around that place, cycle around only because I'm waiting to park to the when you can just park further and walk and go in. That alone that's actually exercise. Another thing is, like you said, some of us that think oh, I'm at work, I'm up and down, I'm walking. Um, that is not considered, we should not consider that exercise because you need a consistent speed. Let's say if you're doing 10 minutes, you need that 10 minutes for your heart rate to go up. Now, when you sit on the computer, somebody say, oh, the person, you go there for 2 seconds, and you come back and sit. No, that's not exercise. You need a consistent pace and speed until you get to that. So if you're doing 5 minutes, you need a straight 5 minutes, and then you rest. Like for you, like this, I think my mom is in the same shoes as you. I would say in the beginning, don't force it and don't overdo it. Because when you force it, you overdo it, then you become really tired, you become sore, and then you don't want to do it. So I would say normally start from 10 minutes a day. So you do 10 minutes a day, tomorrow you do 10 minutes. Trust me, by the third day, that 10 minutes is going to feel a little small. You want to go 15 minutes. By the time you do that consistently, you will increase your pace. And the next thing you know, you're going to be going to like 30, 35 minutes without the pain. And I'll give you an example. We used to have a challenge here, my husband and his kids, with plank. Right? He will put the timer and then we'll go play because we all were like, oh, my stomach too big. Oh, my stomach too big. We're doing that plank thing. When we started, the kids, the kids are very active. They will stay in that plank position for like almost 2 minutes. I'm like, what? And I will go like maybe 15 seconds and my body is like shaking, like literally shaking because I'm tired. But eventually, because we're doing it every day and because it was a challenge, I kid you not, I started going a whole minute, 60 seconds. It's a big deal to me. It may not be a big deal to anybody else, but it was a big deal to me because I couldn't go 15 seconds. So I think it will start gradually and let your body build resistance to that.
Yeah.
It becomes part of you and then you can go further.
I think what also helps too is motivation. And when it comes to motivation, I would say self-motivation. Whereas we're motivating ourselves, like, okay, yes, I can lose that 1 pound. I can lose that 2 pounds. Celebrating the small victories. If you go a week without eating red oil, if you go a week without eating rice, celebrate yourself to keep motivating yourself to continue.
Right. Yeah. So
Michael, another thing you said, I'm going to pick on you a little bit, yeah. Because
go ahead.
I've heard that a lot from even some of my own people. Oh, fat run in the family.
We're big bones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fat run in the family. You look at my other siblings. Oh, look at my. That is an excuse that we use, and I don't think it should be an excuse because you can have fat in your family, but you can still maintain a healthy diet. I mean, a healthy weight. So I think we get complacent in our way, especially when we see that, okay, this is the family trait. And I understand it can be a family trait. Now, what am I going to do? Even though I know it's a family trait, but am I going to be stuck in that? Or am I going to make a difference? Am I going to break the cycle? Can I be the only one that looks different so that other people can follow? Because we have to live by an example now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So we have to break down that notion. We have to be the one to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to stop that right here, that whole family trait thing, and say, again, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not magic, and I'm to the weight that I want to be. But at least it's a gradual thing. Let's do it little by little. But every day we have to do something little. Every day you got to put in your mind how tired you are. You got to push yourself together. So, what's her name? Destiny. Destiny have her own. Destiny have her own work to play, because if I know that this is she said, oh, my man like to eat. Now I'm gonna be preparing your food. I'm gonna put what I want to put in your bowl. Eat that and let's get some veggies. Let's get some leaf. Start eating your food. Let's go walk together.
You sure you're gonna sleep well?
Yeah, if she walks with you, right? Let her walk with you, because sometimes when you do with your partner, it can be motivational. So
have you ever seen my face when I'm hungry? You wouldn't want to be around me.
I'm very angry, trust me.
You're very.
You wouldn't want to be around me when I'm hungry.
There are a lot of people, but then buy healthy.
Yeah, but I mean, what you say? I mean, it's not an excuse. I don't take that easily. Like I say, it's a struggle that I will admit to it. She's been doing an amazing. My wife, she's been doing an amazing work when it comes to my health issues. So I mean, and that's the reason why I'm still alive. I will admit, I'm not too overweight like some other people. I'm just stuck in the middle where I'm not going down, I'm not going up.
I'm just
stuck. Yeah, stuck there. But I believe that I can do more, and that's the more that I want to do that I'm still struggling with. Right. And I think from this program, like I say, it's some sort of motivation for me, because just by you even talking about the topic, it motivated me to get on my lazy butt to go in the gym this morning. And I think I'm gonna promise you guys that it's going to be a routine. I'm going to strive or I endeavor to organize a routine and make it a lifestyle where I can keep in the gym. But this morning, to tell you the truth, to tell you guys the truth, I got up this morning, my entire neck, kind of like pain in the back of my neck. So when I got up this morning, I said, "Oh no, it's not what I want at this time," And I went to the gym. I came out. I felt so good. With my son and I.
That's what I'm about to say. It makes you feel so good.
Yeah, we trained for like 35 minutes to 40 minutes, and we came out just regular light exercising.
Right, you don't have to overdo it.
I felt so good. Although small pain in the body, but I think tomorrow again I'm going to go there and keep doing it small. Like you guys said,
it'll be better. Yeah,
smaller the better until you can start doing it bigger.
Mentally too, it's very good for you mentally.
Yeah,
mentally it's very good for you. It also makes you feel younger and we're energetic.
Yeah,
you feel like you can do more. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what Steve Harvey said. And he said, I mean, there's one other clip I saw from him. He said, I mean, at a certain point he was getting bigger, and I mean everything would irritate him, and you get easily irritated. You heavy, your mind start making you feel older, and all of these things. These are all triggers to help you know that, I mean, you have excess.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say, for those that don't have access to a gym, or meaning transportation wise, or one is not near their house, even just simply going in your neighborhood and walking about, I feel like would definitely help.
Right.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so not only with the weight loss portion of it, and don't get me wrong, the weight loss portion is really good because we all want to look good and feel good, but it's our overall health. What do we do when we find ourselves with heart disease or with heart problem, things that can just be prevented just by common exercise and eating right. So we need to put ourselves in the frame of mind that we gotta start changing things. We gotta mix it up. We can't just be stuck in our ways and say, what, that's all the food I know, but we gotta mix it up. And that's why, because the food that we eat, we don't mix it with any fiber of food. That's why a lot of the time we have constipation. We suffer from a lot of constipation because all that rice and salted oil that kicking, we suffer from constipation. And constipation you may think that it's just something common. No, it's not. It's going to end up leading to hemorrhoid because you're straining a lot. Now you got hemorrhoid, and now you're seeing some blood in your stool and all of that. So there are different things that just regular exercise will help you. It helps you free your bowel. People that exercise every day, almost 2 every day. People that don't exercise every day sit down on sometimes 3-4 days until I haven't pooped. You're supposed to be pooping every day because you're eating every day.
And I guess when it comes to that, I would also like to add in, what about drinking water?
Water.
Yeah.
Water.
I am a victim to it. It's like I have to literally set timers, and I'm putting myself out there, but I have to set timers to remind
to drink.
Forget.
At least I can laugh at one person.
I know it's like I wait until my body tells me it's before I drink water, but it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah. A lot of us will do that. You notice sometimes you forget it. You go to pee, like, oh, why my pee is so yellow?
Yeah.
And you remember that, oh, I haven't been drinking. Or why am I having headache? Sometimes you have headache only because of constipation, because you haven't pooped. You think you're going to take Tylenol or ibuprofen. That headache is not going to go away. It's because you have not pooped.
Yeah.
And why you're not pooping? One, you're not drinking a lot of water. Two, you don't have fiber in your diet. That's some of the things that are going on with you.
Yep.
So there's a lot of health things that involve, not exercising. So if we know all of these benefits, then hopefully we can say, what, I can do this for myself. I have my aunt I got diabetes in my family, or we have diabetes in our family. But I'm like, but my mom is almost 68. She don't have any diabetes, even though she really do need the exercise, right? But again, I have that in my mind. I have diabetes, so I really need to control my weight because it's a family thing.
Yeah.
And my aunt got it. I'm telling you, the moment she lost all her weight and started eating differently, right now she's not even on her medication, which is really, really good. With just diet and exercise. she not on the metformin anymore. Because over time, the metformin is not even good for you.
Yeah, it has side effects.
You have a lot of side effects. So if you can control that with diet and exercise, if you can control your heart disease with diet and exercise, if you can control your high cholesterol diet and exercise, then let's do it, guys. Let's make the effort.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it. Drink more water, eat less food, exercise more, and many, 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 many more. Well, folks, you've heard Alice and Juliet this evening, just speaking to us, sharing with us their own experience and expertise on fitness and exercise, those huge benefits that we get from them. Again, I think we've come to the close of today's podcast. I know we don't want to leave, but today is Monday. We have to get ready for the rest of the week, and I think we'll stop it here for today. We want to say a big thank you to all our viewers out there that had stuck with us today for today's podcast. Those who made their comments, my wife, Laura McKay, Patricia Foster, Mr. Jigwe, and all of those who are watching. We want to say a big thank you for staying around. We're going to be here on Friday. Hopefully, I'm hearing that we're going to have a guest in studio, so please watch out for the flyers. Share the video to as many persons as you can. This video might be a lifesaver for somebody who's stuck in between health issues, for just not obeying those simple rules that we shared a few minutes ago. I'm one of those who have been, I wouldn't say ignorant, but just lazy to do what is right and just disobedient, to some extent. So we hope that it will serve as a life changer for someone out there. So again, we want to say a big thank you, Alice and Juliet, and all of those who stuck around. We want to say a big thank you. This program, I'm your humble host, Alvin D. McKay Sr., and we want to say thanks and God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you for staying around.
Thank you a lot, guys, and you guys have a blessed day or night.
No matter the matter, RTID. Come on. Suffer for work, enjoy for heaven. This thing they happen to anyone. I come from nothing, had many things, but this thing they happen to anyone. I live the life that I love. I love the life that I live. Tomorrow is not promised, but I'll keep the things that I need. Love is in the air, we're face first. No matter the matter, I'll be rich till I die. 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 The plan is plan A, better plan is plan B. Devil, no pain, no gain, no face, no case. Look, I live the life that I love. I love the life that I live. Tomorrow's not promised, but I'll keep the things that I need. Love is in the air, we're face mask. No matter the matter, I'll be rich till I die. I'll be rich till I die.